Welcome everyone back to Pommy and Oz. Hope we're all doing well. We're back again with another video, this time the VFL wrap. So if you are new around here, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe. It really helps the channel out. We're ploughing through subs at the minute. You can become a member of the channel. That really helps as well. So you can do that. Link is in the description. And let's talk about the 28-point loss to the Magpies in the VFL. The Saturday morning fixture, it was we couldn't get the 2 in a row. Job done, which is a little bit disappointing for the Blues. It would have been nice, but that being said, it was a real strong tested game without a shadow of a doubt. It was played in the right spirit. Both sides in the top 10 now, and probably will make finals. Both sides went with fairly strong outfits as well. The Pies, Trent Bianco, Tom Wilson, Nathan Kruger, Ed Allen, Bill Frampton, Arlo Draper, Will Kelly, Trey Rusco, Reef McInnes, Jacob Ryan, Joe Richards, Cooper Morley, Ginnivan, Harrison, Ash Johnson and Begg, Steen, Carmichael. They went with a plethora of AFL grad players. Ash Johnson being the pick of the bunch. He was really sensational, working that high half forward. Kelly had his moments as well. I really liked his game. Trent Bianco and Josh Carmichael, as you would expect, found a lot of the ball. The Blues, on the other hand, probably not as star-studded, with the exception, obviously, of a lot of players who have played a lot of games for Carlton. But they were outworked in this competition. They were I felt very disappointed, particularly in that when the game was there to be won, they had a minor little bit of a fight back, but that second quarter killed them. They had their opportunities and they just couldn't quite capitalize after coming out quite promising in the first quarter. And eventually, Collingwood had done enough, almost like we talked about in the preview of the seniors, of how Collingwood formulate a 4-quarter game plan. That was kind of how it ended. Once they got that ascension in the second, managed to contain it in the third, it was too much to do for the Blues. But as individual performances, some weren't so bad. And let's take a look at Lochie O'Brien. 11 kicks for the day, 10 handballs, 1 tackle, 2 marks, 2 clearances, 1 goal, no behinds, 1 inside 50, 1 rebound 50, 6 out of 10. I gave him. After last week's really promising game, this was a little bit meh. And I felt that this was the area here where, again, he could have looked to try and exploit and get himself back in the reckoning. I do think that wing role, particularly with all the injuries to Sherratt and Walsh, who have been heavily rotated on the wing to fit them in, with them going down, there is a real opportunity to try and fling yourself in to this that allows Cunningham and Cottrell to play more centrally, which we've seen Voss do, particularly in game when there's injuries. And I was quite disappointed, to be honest. It was an okay game, but we attacked that side quite a bit. And I felt like I wanted to see more from him. And it's a weird one with Lochie because I feel like, I don't think he's given up by any stretch of the imagination, but I feel like he's really playing within himself. And my advice to him is you've got to, take the game on. You've got to risk having a shit game to get back in the seniors. And I feel like he's playing within himself, which is a bit disappointing for me. Jackie Carroll, loved his game. He really is starting to show us something, particularly his marking and his ability to peel off and be an outlet ball. There was a lot of times that when Carlton were under a lot of pressure, this guy made himself available to take the pressure off. 3 tackles, 8 handballs, 18 kicks, 7 marks, 2 clearances, 1 goal, 1, 6 inside 50s, 1 rebound 50, 8 out of 10. There's something to work with Jackie Carroll, and I think this next preseason is going to be a real jump for him, and really keep an eye on him because I feel like there's something in him that is about to explode with a bit of continuity and another week, another preseason. So watch this space. Lachie Plowman up next, and Lachie Plowman doing Lachie Plowman things really. 3 marks, 6 handballs, 11 kicks, 2 inside 50s, 2 rebound 50s. Got beaten a few times, particularly when Ash Johnson went on him. You showed the level of class, which was a little bit disappointing for me. I expect a little bit better of Lochie, but aside from that, he was fairly solid, nothing spectacular. Again, he's a benchmarker player. We know what his output is and where it looks in the scheme of the AFL. And again, I think he did what he had to do. Interesting with Plowman. I think he's at a crossroads of his career. Will someone else take him? I don't know. I don't think he'll stick around at Carlton, though. I think that they'll give that position to a younger kid, particularly with the re-signings that they've had so far. Zac Fisher. This was good to see. What I said about Lochie O'Brien, Zac Fisher took that opportunity. Now, there is a bit of a cheat code when we look at the reserves and how they get in the seniors. And when you get a lot of on-ball time out of nowhere, usually means you've been primed for something. 12 kicks, 18 handballs, 3 tackles, 3 marks, 4 clearances, 6 inside 50s, 2 rebound 50s. This was a good game from Zachy, and I really enjoyed it. I really did enjoy his game. Him, Carol, Binnsy, who we'll talk about, Cowan we'll talk about. I really enjoyed their games. Zac Fisher played that real conduit role from the midfield, looking to take the game on. He's been played at halfback quite a lot. Bit of midfield time this week, playing across the half forward as well, but showing his defensive craft, which is really important. And I really like this game. And I've got a sneaky feeling that he may be in the side next week based on just watching the VFL and where they shift them out of nowhere. Real solid game. He's definitely someone, him and Daniell, that are really playing to be remembered at the moment. And Zac Fisher is the kind of guy that I think people have slept on, been horrifically out of form. And then he does this game, and there's a bit of confidence there. And then he's translating that confidence into the seniors. And he's definitely going to get his opportunity. With the injuries, he's going to be one to watch. And I'd imagine his name will be in next week. Lochie Cowan, playing that high half-back role. Fantastic. That's his role. 19 kicks, 9 handballs, 1 tackle, 7 marks, 5 of them intercept, 2 clearances, 8 rebound 50s, 7 out of 10. Again, real solid. This is where you want to see him, in a little bit of space, attacking the ball. None of that defensive one-on-one nonsense. When he's playing this more freedom role, you're seeing why we loved him so much and why I was hot on him in the draft. Real good boomer kick. And also that little give and go he does is sensual. So very good performance from Lochie. Did his issues no harm. And it's going to be interesting to see how he slots in next year. I think that's going to be a real big one for me because he's got to displace someone. And with Doc playing midfield time, you'd say that has opened up that door. But who does he replace? It's going to be a very interesting one. Harry Lemmy, I'm really enjoying the development. The more I see Harry, the more I'm really enjoying how he just sticks to his craft. This was a tough assignment for him. This really was a tough assignment for him against some players, really, if we're honest, have played at the senior level for a while. Arlo Draper and Frampton are no slouches, has to be said. And it was a tough assignment. It was a tough assignment, especially when Frampton went to him. But I felt he took his goal well. Felt he hit targets as well. He hit his marks in his run. Good leading as well. Tried to drag him out of position. And I felt it wasn't a bad game. It wasn't a bad game. And it's a game that I looked at Harry and I was like, he'll be good for this run. He'll have learned so much. 6 out of 10 for him. Binnsy continuing to impress. We love Binns. 17 kicks, 15 handballs, 7 tackles, 11 marks, 2 clearances. The behind, 3 inside 50s, 4 rebound 50s, 9 out of 10. Not much you can say about this guy. His defensive craft, I'll say it again, though, has really increased. His output has been absolutely amazing. His intent to get behind the ball and work. His work rate is exceptional. Even his kicking now, he's still taking that dangerous kick, but he's starting to get a better decision-making IQ. Can't wait to see this guy play seniors. I kind of like they're holding him behind because I think he's learning so much every week and having a bit part role, which is what seems to happen when you come in. We're seeing Hollands go through that transition. I don't think he deserves that. I think he deserves to really get them credits in the bank. But Binns is a special player and I'm a big fan. Lewis Young, doing a bit of everything. The old licorice, all sorts, playing a bit down the back. He did. Had a little bit of a spurt in the ruck. Entertaining what we're doing with Lewis Young, but 11 kicks, 3 handballs, 2 tackles, 6 marks. He did look the pick of the defenders at times, to be fair. especially playing against the younger ones. He did bully them and impose. 7 out of 10 for him. It's a tough role, this one, because I feel like Carlton have accidentally found the perfect backline, going a little bit smaller, which has seen Lewis on the outer. All he can do is what he can do, and it was an okay game. But more to come. Ed Kerner, this was a weird one, this. Really played that leadership role, was kind of like odds and sods. 6 tackles, 3 clearances. Good to see that the younger players have got the responsibility and they haven't done the old cheat code we did under the Tigger years, that Ed Kerner drops into the reserves and becomes the captain and the superstar. It was a solid game. I mean, how are we judging? That's the tough one with Ed. I love Ed, but how are we judging him? Do you know what I mean? Like, is he a senior option? We know if there is major injuries, Ed Kerner's coming in. I think we've all resigned ourselves to that. So does he really have to stand out? Probably not. Is that right? Probably not either. But it makes sense. But it was just a solid game. He was there. I felt like this could have been more of a game. He impacted himself a little bit more, but hard running, stayed with his man, went to Bianco for a little bit, which wasn't quite successful, but 5 out of 10. Josh Honey, 7 kicks, 4 handballs, 2 tackles, 1 mark, 3 clearances, 3 inside 50s. I don't mind being wrong about players. I really don't. And, like, obviously, I remember picking this kid as a rookie. No one was talking about him, saying that he had a lot of potential, was a diamond in the rough. You had to really scratch away at it. Been really disappointed how he's finished his career, to be honest. Few opportunities probably he didn't deserve. And I'm sure he'd admit that himself with the injuries. Feel like he could have taken them opportunities a bit more. And this is what disappoints me when he gets into the Magoos and he's not really standing out. And it feels like he's kind of resigned himself, and that hurts because I'm a big fan of Josh Honey. I loved his junior career. He's a fighter. He's a grafter. And obviously, do you know what I mean? Maybe the level's not AFL, and that's fair enough. But it's sad to say because he gets in the right places. It's executing is the big issue. And yeah, it's a weird one with Josh, but it was a poor game. Sam Durden, loved his game. He looked assured. 10 marks, 1 inside 52, rebound 50s. Went in the ruck a little bit, which was a surprise to me. 11 kicks, 1 clearance in the ruck as well. Real solid. I like Durds. I hope he sticks around. I hope he sticks around because there's something about him. He looks really reliable. And I really like Sam Durden down the back. He was solid one-on-one. Hudson O'Keeffe, got to talk about the boy. I am loving Hudson's development. 33 hit-outs this week. 5 clearances, 2 tackles. I loved it. I really loved his game. He makes me smile. He is a chance that we've taken for injury, really. And he has really taken this opportunity. And credit to Cruiser, because the development of our rucks from nowhere, Murkoff's development is insane to where he is now from where he started. Hudson is really building confidence, and having no recognised ruck in this has really helped Carlton out because Aiden Begg, Oscar Steen are no slouches. People need to look at that. Oscar Steen is gets a lot of credits, gets talked about a lot. Aiden Begg has been talked about a lot as a potential first team ruckman. He held his own. And he's looking really good in them stoppages, positions himself well. Defensive good, 7 out of 10. I'm really enjoying Hudson's development. And Dommy A, again, I want to see him take the game on. There was so many opportunities here, particularly the way Collingwood felt, that I felt this was the game that Dom could impose himself a little bit. Took his marks well. That's a typo. He had 3 marks. But the 4 handballs, the no tackles, it was a poor game from Dom, and I want to see a bit more from him. But that's the VFL wrap. Disappointing loss. Let me know who stood out for you. And until next time, I'm out.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad.